Hey guys, EBPMAN here. 1 second.
In today's video, we're going to be taking a look at a speakerphone that is unlike any other speakerphone that we reviewed on the channel because of its noise canceling qualities, AI-based noise canceling qualities that is going to cancel the majority of the noises that you experience at home, at work, or on the go because it's extremely portable. It's from Audeze, and it is the filter. It cancels out noises unlike anything else that we've seen before. It's extremely portable, and it's really pocket size. Check this out. This is what we're talking about. Something that is that small, that portable, and can cancel out noises that you can experience throughout your home. We're talking about the dogs barking, doorbells ringing, noises like you see right here, because I'm actually recording the audio is coming straight from the speaker. And if we switch back for a second,
This is the kind of noise that's going on here. Let's go back.
and the filter is able to cancel all that and more. Let's go ahead and check it out.
Now the Audeze filter has AI-based noise canceling, dual beam forming mics, a 10-foot range in this little small guy right here, USB connectivity, so you can connect this to your laptop, tablet. It could be let's say an iPad Pro or even an Android tablet, and you'll use this connected via USB as your speakerphone or Bluetooth based like we discussed, and it's going to support a whole host of devices. We're talking about Windows, Android, iOS, Mac. It's going to support Teams, Skype, WebEx, think about Slack, FaceTime. All those things are going to benefit from this. Now it features this zero noise beamforming technology that allows it to change the focus of the actual mics themselves, right? So if it's in 360 mode, it's going to cover everything all the way around. If it has a 105-degree view, it's going to be a little bit narrower. If it's on the 90, it's going to even be more narrower. So you could basically bring it down to an area where if it's just you, it could ignore everything around it and only focus on you, in addition to that AI-based noise canceling technology we talked about. We're talking about having samples, audio samples of thousands and thousands of noises. Simple things like maybe the things that you encounter at home. We do our tests using dogs barking, children crying, and then also doorbells ringing. But it's not limited to that. There's a whole host of other type of noises that they've created AI noise canceling, I would say, profiles for. It actually has 3 AI modes that you could go through, where you could go from a low all the way up to a high, and you're going to get 15 hours of battery life from this. So it's super compact, and I'm telling you, if you take a look at this again, and we're going to look at it really close up, it's the size of a cell phone too. Incredibly portable. So let's take a closer look at it. We'll go through some audio tests so you can hear how well this sounds. Now included with the filter is this really nice travel case, and I'm just going to go ahead and open it up. It's magnetic, right? So it closes like this, and it keeps the filter inside of it nicely protected, which is going to be great for travel. You have the filter, and we'll take a look at this a little bit closer. I have it on. You have this vibration or anti-vibration mat that you would use to place the filter on, especially since it has these different angles that you can put it through, just to make sure that you don't have kind of like any interruption. And then what you have is a couple cables here, right? Or a cable here that it's going to be your USB-C to USB-C, and then you have a dongle here that's going to convert it from USB-C to USB-A. And this is, of course, if you want to be able to connect this to a laptop or tablet and use it as a connected speakerphone. Now, as we take a look at the speaker itself, super duper cool, guys, because what I like about this is that it's so thin. I'm going to see if I can grab a cell phone here that we can see, and you'll notice that here is my S22 Ultra, and you can see that this thing is so thin. Look at this, and it's a little bit smaller than my phone, so put it right on top of it, and it is so functional despite the size. Now it does have, first of all, a couple things going on. Each one of these buttons you can touch to enable certain features or functions. This is going to be for the beamform, how you'd like to be able to have them, the audio being picked up. This is for your AI. You have volume, you have mute, and then you have the special function button. Here you have, actually it's on this side right here, you have your power button, right? And you can see the Bluetooth light being on. And then over here, we'll kind of tilt this in an angle a little bit. Here and here you have your beamforming mics. So you see that right there? And then if I flip this over, you're going to see them here as well, especially if you're going to be capturing everything around you. So for example, if I am in, let's say, a coffee shop, and I want to make sure that this is focused on me, what I would do is I would switch this to a narrow band, right, capture, and it's going to only capture the front. It's not 360. So watch this.
Beamforming off.
All right, we turned it off.
Beamforming wide.
Okay, the wide is going to cover everything.
Medium.
Medium is going to be narrow.
Narrow.
And then you have the narrowest form. You have an app that we're going to look at as well that's going to give you that illustration. It's going to show you those different settings so you can see that. Then you have the AI piece.
Noise suppression off. Noise suppression low. Medium. High.
Okay, I've been keeping it at high. And then you have your volume settings, and you can see how loud the speaker is. Now, over here, you'll notice that you have like, it's kind of swivels into place. Not a lot going on here, but as we flip this over here, you'll notice that you have your USB-C charging port on the inside, right? It's not on the outside, it's in the inside, as well as your serial number. And then you have pretty much nothing anywhere else. So you could use this like this. I've also seen maybe something like this if you'd like. My preference, because especially it has the little rubberized feet right there, is to have it like this so that it's pointing my way when I'm doing conference calls. And I've been testing this with the dogs barking, just a normal noise in my home, and it's done extremely, extremely well. So let's go through some audio tests so you can see how well it performs. Now the very first test that we're going to go through is testing out the speaker in a quiet environment. As you take a look at our decibel readings, anywhere between 30 and 38 decibels in noise. It's going to switch.
Now, this is what the Audeze filter sounds like in a quiet environment. This is a test. 1, 2, 3. This is our test. Next, what we're going to do is we're going to add some wind into the environment. Now, the interesting thing here is that I'm going to be putting the wind on myself, not so much on the speaker, but I'll go around in a circle just to make it interesting. Now, this is what the filter would sound like in wind in the environment. This is a test. 1, 2, 3. This is our test. This is what it would sound like with the wind in the environment on me and also going around on the speaker. Not bad.
Now we've added significant noise, like a coffee shop environment, and as you can see here by our decibel readings, anywhere between 40 to 80 decibels of noise. What we're going to do is we're going to switch to the filter, stay quiet for a second so you can hear how much is being canceled, and then we'll continue with the audio test. It's going to switch.
Now, this is what the filter would sound like in a noisy environment. This is a test. 1, 2, 3. This is our test. Now, if you're wondering what the filter would sound like with an infant crying in the background, this is what they're going to sound like with an infant crying in the background. Now, if you're wondering what the filter is going to sound like with a dog barking in the background, this is what they're going to sound like with a dog barking in the background. Now, if you're wondering what they sound like with a doorbell ringing, this is what they sound like with a doorbell ringing.
Now the app gives you the ability to configure your speaker and also test your speaker just to make sure that you have the best noise canceling or AI noise canceling possible before you get on a call. And as you take a look at it right here, basically what we have is you can have AI noise suppression on, off, low, medium, and high. And then you'll notice at the very bottom there's a little mic test, so you can actually test things out to see how well it's doing. And then I'm going to just press the buttons on the actual speakerphone itself. You could go through all the different modes.
Beamforming off.
360. We'll do it again.
Beamforming wide.
180.
Medium. Narrow.
Narrow. I noticed that the numbers that I had and the numbers that are on the app aren't in sync with what I see documented in various areas, but this seems to be a little bit more accurate, so follow these percentages. So the point here is that once you've done that configuration, you can test it, listen to your mic, and then you can get on your phone call to have the best audio experience. And those individuals that are on the call are never going to know that you're in a noisy environment. Now, in addition to that, there's some other options that you can go in through here. So we're going to go into the actual settings area. And in the settings area, what you'll find is several other configuration options. These configuration options include, and we'll go into the controls, for example. Well, that's where we were. Let's go to the boost area. So when you go into the boost area, you can actually boost the speakerphone to be louder. You can also boost the mic distance, right? Depending on if you have a center speaker area and then you have, let's say, like a U-shaped conference room and people are too far away. So you can adjust that. So you notice how you can change it from the distance between the individuals and then the actual speaker itself. And then the last one here, you can actually set up the auto shutdown, which mine I have it for 30 minutes of no activity, and then your voice prompts as well. And this is also where you're going to get your firmware. So everything can be configured from the app if you choose. If you don't choose, you can do everything from the actual controls that you have on the speakerphone as well. So guys, that wraps up our review. See you in the next video.